Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Just Grace and I'm a YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria. And if you're not, if you're an OG, hi, you're welcome to my channel. Today's video was sponsored by the disqualification of a certain beauty from Big Brother Niger. Now, I used to watch Baby Niger in the past, but you know, as I've evolved as a lady, it's not really my thing anymore. So, but then you cannot be on social media and not still know what is kind of going on, especially if you follow pages like Funny African Pigs, Urban Yoruba, all this like funny, all these funny pages on Instagram basically. So, you know, from there I learned last week that a certain beauty had been disqualified, and I remember I was like, Latibusibu, like when did they start that somebody's already getting disqualified, you know? I feel like there's an unpopular opinion that I have to get off my chest, and I was like, I'm gonna come share it with you guys. And I just want to put up a quick disclaimer. So now in this video, I'm gonna be saying so many things, but I want you to really hear me. So what I'm not saying in this video is to put up an act, you know, put up an act of being a lady, of being feminine, because I feel like when you do that, you lose the essence of what it really means to be feminine. What I'm not saying in this video is to be a pushover, is to be that kind of person that when someone attacks you, you just be like, here I am, finish me. I'm not saying that. For example, if you're a mother and then someone attacks your kid, or you see danger coming to your kid, you're not going to be like, oh, you know, I don't want to fight, and then you would let your kid be attacked. That doesn't make sense. If you're a lady, for instance, and you see that you're about to be attacked, you're about to be sexually harassed, you're going to protect yourself by any means necessary. If that involves being violent, then so be it. So let's go into the video proper. I did a 5-year course in Unilag, by the way, and 4 out of those 5 years I was in Moremi All. One of my greatest shockers when I first was in hostel and everything was just the fact that ladies like to fight, girls like to fight. Like, I'm not even kidding. At least twice every day, there was always a major fight in hostel. Ladies would literally lock themselves up in rooms and they would beat each other up. They would later have their bed seized. They would scratch themselves with their nails. You know, it was always very messy, and it was very surprising to me. And I realized that people loved it. People were always so happy, like, they are fighting there, they are fighting there. People would go and watch. And I was like, I couldn't understand what the craze was for. Like, why are you fighting? I could not get it. But then, you know, I stayed there for a long time, so it became a normal thing to me. And then even me, I would go and watch when ladies are fighting. It could be for like the silliest reasons, maybe like water, or somebody is invading somebody's space, or they're fighting over a man. It was just always very funny to me. Like, ladies would actually, it's not like, you know, just exchanging words now. There's actually like physical combat, like Anyways, I could not relate, to be very honest, because I mean, I spent 5 years in hostel and I never ever fought with anybody. Like, all my roommates from year 1 to year 5, I did not fight with anybody. In fact, I remember like in some of the rooms, they would always call me the most amiable person. And I wouldn't call myself an overly friendly person, but I just don't necessarily like wahala. And I feel like when there is a conflict, it can be resolved without it degenerating into like, you know, throwing of punches. Highest that you can do as a lady, which is not even the most appropriate thing, but you can exchange words with somebody. And then if you see that things are getting out of hand, you leave that scenario. But then to now get to the point where you're now like throwing blows. And then when I finished from school and then I came out, and then I really saw that it was a normal thing. Like, okay, this thing is actually something that ladies do. I remember watching Real Housewives of Lagos, that show that just ended, and seeing like grown women. I used to think that it was maybe like a ladies, maybe when you're a young lady, you know, your emotions are still all over the place, and that's why people think that it's okay to like fight or be violent or just comport yourself in a manner that doesn't really make sense. But then I saw women who were, you know, business moguls, women who were married, women who mothers. I saw this mature women who had come into themselves also exchange that as in they still had that kind of vibe. Like any small thing, I will beat you, I will and there was actually a lot of violence on that show. Like it was very shocking for me. What? And then I'm just thinking, like, so is this a new trend that I'm not aware of? Like, is this a new thing where ladies who are, you know, supposed to be soft, kind, gentle, now become this fierce creatures? You know, any small thing is like, bass boss, I'm going to fight. Like, don't you dare. In a bid to make your voice heard, it's like women are now losing that gentleness, that kindness, that softness that naturally characterizes a woman, you know, and they're now becoming fierce. But I think that there is strength when we actually get into our feminine side. I feel like often it's being looked at as, you know, weakness, but it's not a weakness. It is actually strength. It's a powerful thing when you're a woman. You're able to even wield more influence. Like, think about it. Think about kingdoms that have been subdued. Think about great men that have been subdued. Everything was done by a woman, and it wasn't that she was, you know, trying to be a fighter or trying to be violent. Just her wisdom, just our calmness, our gentleness, our kindness, our softness, that was what made the difference. And I say it's a trend because I also know that this beauty lady that just got disqualified, I mean, she's not the first person to get disqualified from the show. I know that in the past, other ladies as well, which is quite disturbing. Like, why does it have to be ladies that consistently get disqualified? Because we cannot seem to manage our emotions. But you see, this beauty lady, she set up a new record. Like, she broke the record. I mean, it's like 2 weeks or what, and she's already disqualified from the show. And you know, before she was disqualified, she was even given a strike where you can see her. Like, I saw a clip of her actually going to remove somebody's is it wig or cap?
I'll come to your front like this, but I'll not touch you. Let me tell you, I'll come to your...
Like, why does it have to get to that? You're in a show for 100 million naira, and because you can't seem to control yourself, you can't seem to control your emotions, you are getting disqualified barely 2 weeks that the show began. We should stop celebrating this act. It is not a good thing. It is not a cute thing. There is nothing attractive, there is nothing praiseworthy about a woman who is constantly fighting, who is constantly exchanging blows, who any small thing she wants to fight, she wants to break somebody's head. Maybe if you are a very powerful, you know, very strong, and that's why the thing will be doing you like, go and fight. But me, I don't have energy to fight. I wasn't brought up that way. I think it's very ras. I feel like being a lady is much more than like wearing wig. It's much more than putting on makeup. It's much more than doing your nails. No, it's much more than that. Being a lady is in the way that you talk, is in the way that you walk, is in the way that you comport yourself in private and in public. It's in your sassiness, it's in your softness, it's in your kindness, it's in your gentleness. Let us begin to change this narrative that for you to be a strong black woman, you have to be angry, you have to be fierce, you have to be violent, you have to be reactive and explosive at any small thing. Finally, I just want to say this because I was thinking about this thing. I'm like, if you have the calling to fight, like if that's, because I mean, we all have different callings in life. If you feel like one of your calling is to fight, you know, is to be exchanging blows, is to be a ras person, like, if that's your thing, then monetize it, make it into money. Some ladies, I used to see them on TV, and even though it's very surprising to me, they are wrestling and they are making money. Okay, they're making money. So don't just be a nuisance and just be fighting up and down. Go and train professionally and start making money out of your God-given talent. That would be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I love you so much. See you in my next video. Bye.